brilliant speed with vibrant service, vibrant broadband internet.
All right, it's 10:30, and guess what? They take my controls away from me, and they just take over.
That's right.
They're here.
That's
They're
right.
Here.
It's time for Vibrant You, huh?
Mm-hmm. Let's get her done.
Well, thank you, Jeff. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Nathan.
Today we're going to talk about some online resources for health and wellness.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, Jeff, the other day I accidentally typed my symptoms into IMDb instead of WebMD.
Oh.
Yeah. Turns out I have Gary Busey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's a terrible thing to have.
Right, isn't it? So for those who don't know, IMDb is the Internet Movie Database, and WebMD is a medical information website we'll touch on in a bit. But it's kind
So not only that, but what is Gary Busey?
Gary Busey.
Busey.
Yeah. Sorry.
He always plays strange roles, and he is kind of a...
He's a...
You'd
Looks
recognize
like
him. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Wild hair and looks like he just ate a grapefruit.
He's a little off kilter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because you have no hair.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yep. But I'm just going to say that we aren't doctors and we don't play one on TV. So as we talk about this, it's not advice, but rather intended for educational purposes. Mm-hmm. Right, Nathan?
Yeah, you got it. So what do we mean by health and wellness? Obviously, nobody wants to be sick. I either have early allergies acting up or a little cold myself right now. That's what happens when you have 3 young kids, too. Always something going around the house.
The Petri dish.
Exactly. But yeah, it always puts a damper on your lifestyle, your plans. You might have to rearrange stuff. Nobody wants to be sick. The best way, I was surprised to hear this. The best way to prevent sickness is to stay healthy. Did you guys know?
Oh, boy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it
Best
seems
way to not
obvious.
be poor is to stay rich.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it seems obvious, but there is a lot you can do preventatively to stay ahead of sickness and trying to stay healthy. And I don't take advantage of a lot of the stuff that you can do that we'll talk about today. But if you really wanted to stay healthy, you can take a lot of that into your own control. Obviously, there are some things out of your control, but being well takes a lot of work. And there's been a lot written over the years, books, obviously medical professionals like crazy, but now there's a lot of information at your fingertips where you can actually communicate with medical professionals online or learn about stuff online. Shane mentioned WebMD. There's just a million resources when it comes to the internet to staying healthy, and both physical, mental, social well-being. It all kind of encompasses staying healthy and well when we talk about health and wellness. So, Jane, why don't you kind of elaborate on what we mean by wellness?
Right. So wellness is not just about health. It's about making choices towards a healthy and fulfilling life. And that is including physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. So in order to have that, you need both health and wellness to achieve those great states of mind. Mm-hmm. And then, health often focuses on again, like Nathan said, not to be sick, and then emphasizing on just living a well-balanced life. And there's some great resources online that Shane's going to talk about.
Yeah, so first let's talk about physical health. WebMD, I'd mentioned that already, but it is a reliable source for symptom checkers. I mean, you can you type in something, like I've got maybe a rash on my hand, or what could it be? It's got medical news and a comprehensive information on various conditions. That, again, is webmd.com. The Mayo Clinic has its website. They offer in-depth articles on diseases, conditions, and medical procedures, mayoclinic.org. And Medline Plus, they provide a National Library of Medicine, and they also offer health information in plain language, and that website is medlineplus.gov. So those are some 3 physical health resources. Nathan's going to bring us into some nutrition and eating.
Yeah, I mentioned I have very young kids now, and I use WebMD and Mayo Clinic's websites like crazy. If I'm trying to research symptoms that the kids are showing, or the doctor mentions, hey, it could be this stuff that I didn't know about because I haven't had young kids before. Those websites have been really great for me. But on something that I personally used just the other day that I think is very underutilized, and maybe everybody doesn't have access to this, but I know a lot of insurances now provide. You can do basically doctor visits virtually and even get prescriptions called in. So just a few nights ago, my newborn was actually had a fever after getting shots, and I didn't know medicine to give and maybe get a prescription. The doctor office was closed. It was the evening. The urgent care office was even closed. And so I was able to do an online appointment with a doctor through my insurance company, and I got a prescription filled in the evening. It's really cool. But you can talk to somebody, get medical advice, stuff like that online now, either a video call or even an audio call. I'm sure there's limitations to what they can do online, but it's an awesome resource that I've taken advantage of myself. So Shane also mentioned nutrition and eating. It's very important, and I should take my own advice here. I eat like the worst diet on earth, so I might take a little hard after today's radio show. But nutrition in eating is extremely important when we're talking about staying healthy. So many places, they'll talk about who's at risk for diseases or stuff that's coming around. A lot of times it's those that aren't eating right, those that aren't taking care of their bodies year round. So there are some great resources. Nutrition.gov is a government resource that provides dietary guidelines, nutrition facts, eating tips, stuff like that. Eating Well is, I think, a private company, eatingwell.com. They have great healthy recipes. Again, nutrition advice, meal planning tips if you want to get healthy and plan some meals out. And then another option is eatright.org, and they have a lot of great diet stuff on there. I know for a little while, my family was doing, you can order meals from certain websites or subscribe, and they'll send you healthy meal options that you can prepare at home. So they basically send you all the ingredients. You just have to prepare it at home. But it's usually a lot healthier than what I would typically buy and make myself at home. So there's a lot of great resources when it comes to eating right and staying nutritious.
Right. And speaking of health as well, I had a little personal story here. I had done my yearly doctor visit and my cholesterol was high. And so, my doctor's like, I think we need to put you on the pill to reduce this. And I'm like, no, just let me work on it. So anyway, I reduced it by like 40 points.
Oh boy.
So wow. It was pretty exciting. And it's just, I use those websites. Like I went into the Mayo Clinic and just looked at what I need to do differently. And it's just a changing of eating habits. And then just Shane and I do a lot of walking. So that's been helpful as well. So, but anyway, that's a great way. And then the other thing is just a shout out to our hospital, how I ended up just walking into the hospital and paying $20 to get my cholesterol checked. So,
sure.
And it was immediate. So I didn't have to schedule something. It wasn't super expensive. So that was great. The other thing is mental health. That's always one that's a little bit of a concern, right? So mentalhealth.gov is a resource that you can look up mental health conditions and treatments options. And then there's Psychology Today, and these are more article based. So if you have any questions or want to learn a little bit more in depth about mental health, you can just go into psychologytoday.com. And then BetterHelp is an online platform that connects individuals with licensed therapists for virtual counseling sessions, and that site is betterhelp.com. And an example of this is one of my daughters was struggling with anxiety going off to college, and she was on campus and didn't want to, she couldn't, the resource that she needed wasn't in the area. So she ended up going online to do this platform, and it was really helpful. And it's super easy. You still have that face-to-face connection, but you're in your dorm room or comfort of your own home, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some resources for wellness. Now, wellness is kind of a state of being, right? And living your life and being happy, that kind of thing. So we'll talk about some physical wellness, and here's some resources for that. Fitness Blender, fitnessblender.com. They have free workout videos, fitness programs, and healthy recipes. Yoga with Adrienne, that's a YouTube channel. And of course, she offers yoga practices and things for all level And those two things I don't personally do.
Uh-oh.
I'm not into yoga.
So you both are going to have your come to Jesus moment.
I know,
here when
exactly.
This meeting's done.
It's like Nathan and his meal planning.
You can start doing chair yoga with me.
There you
well,
go.
maybe.
I have
Yoga's
an
cool.
app.
That's what I do.
Yeah, okay. MyFitnessPal is an app. And that's an app and a website, and it helps you track your diet and exercise. And speaking of exercise, I'm on a wellness committee at Meeker Co-op. We have a wellness committee, and it's employees, 6 of us that get together, and we come up with different ideas and how to get employees to interact with each other in different ways and to be healthy and fit and that kind of thing. And like Jane mentioned, we do go for walks. And I started walking a couple of years ago at work, and it's just to get away from the desk for 5 minutes, because they say you should get up from your chair at least 5 minutes an hour, get away from the computer screen, and do something else. So I decided just to start walking. I just went for a quick 5-minute walk, and I do that 5-6 times a day, getting away from the computer. And it's helped me actually lose some weight over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't something I intended on doing, but I just wanted to kind of stay fit and healthy as I get older. And as a side benefit, I guess, I lost some weight.
Well,
Nate, go ahead.
In addition to that, just being around Shane all the time, he has indirectly made choices on food. He doesn't eat as much, and there's certain things he's like, nah, I'm not interested. And before you would have eaten that.
Right. You just kind of start to make choices.
And
right?
do you have, and I think Jane does, but do you have this?
Yes, I've got an
because
Apple Watch.
That's a great internet program, and it will report right to your doctors if you want to.
Yeah, it'll track my heart rate, it'll track like my oxygen in the blood and things like that.
Yep.
And that it is helpful actually. And that's kind of what got me started. Actually, it started because a couple of years ago we had a program with our health insurance, that if you did walk 5 minutes every day for 6 times a day, you'd get $1 added to your health savings account.
There you go.
So it was strictly motivated by money at the time, right? But
he's like, I'm getting $1 today.
Exactly.
Right.
And so then there are health insurance programs that do offer that kind of thing. But let's go on to some mental and emotional wellness places that Nathan will talk about here.
Yeah. It's just cool how much you can use technology and the internet to get so much support at home or kind of on your own. So there are some really popular mental and emotional wellness apps and websites. A couple that I've actually heard of and I know people that have used. Headspace is an app that does, meditation and mindfulness practices to kind of get your head in the right space, hence the name Headspace. Calm is an app that I've actually know a friend or two that use this because it can help you do like sleep exercises or help you get to sleep better and relax better and do stress management stuff. So Headspace and Calm, those are both apps you can download. I think they have paid versions. They may also have some free options as well, but they're really not that expensive and they can help in a lot of ways. Mental Health America is a website. It's mhanational.org. They offer free resources for mental health screening, comprehensive guides and tools and stuff that you can use for emotional and mental health. And so you can empower yourself a lot via, sit at home and do a lot of this stuff online. You don't necessarily have to go anywhere, though there are obviously great options if you need support, in person as well. But utilize the technology that we have these days.
Right. And then spiritual and holistic wellness is another category. So mindful, these are resources and articles that are meditation and mindful practices. And that website is mindful.org. And then it's Copra Center. And this is a holistic health, and I'm going to badge this name.
Yeah.
Deepak Chopra.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Deepak
no, what's
Chopra.
the life knowledge that Ayurveda?
Yeah, Ayurveda.
Yep. So these are spiritual practices, and Shane and I were having a conversation about this, and I had no idea what we were talking about here. So then I went into that. I just Googled that Deepak Chopra, and I was like, I know that guy. So he's pretty infamous and known really well for the holistic approaches to mental health.
Cool.
So, and then as we say, attitude is everything, right? So physical health is really important, and it's about reducing your stress and, taking a break from your job. And I know with Shane and I walking quite a bit, that's been really helpful for us. And we've actually done some really good fun brainstorming things about how to make Vibrant a little bit better and just different creativity things. So it's been really great. And then also when you're moving, right, you get better with your immune system. And then again, you're not getting sick, right?
Right.
So, and then mental health and emotional well-being are really important too. And just, having a positive attitude really helps your mood and resilience and your self-esteem. And I always say, hang around people that bring you up, not bring you down. And that's really important in mental health and just feeling good about yourself. You want people that are complimenting you, that are being positive around you, and instead of being negative, right? And that goes with social relationships and overall well-being. Having positive attitudes fosters better relationships, stronger support networks. You get a better quality of life, and you're basically the longevity, how long, you get to live longer if you're positive and healthy and taking care of yourself.
We encourage you to do a Google search for these. Nathan, go ahead. You're going to say something?
I was just going to say that, something we didn't even plan to talk about, but you talk about social relationships and the benefit of social well-being, because we are social creatures. I mean, whether or not you think you like people or not, nobody wants to live in the middle of nowhere by themselves and have no interaction. So you think about how technology's helped with that especially during COVID, when people couldn't get out, or, with Zoom meetings and FaceTime, and how you can interact with people online so easily, or you can even visit your church service, if you're sick or you're at home and you can't get to do physical church. A lot of church services will put the services right online. You can interact online. So technology can help in so many regards when it comes to social interactions as well, that is important to people's health as well. So
exactly. And these are just meant as resources again. They're not meant as a substitute for professional medical advice. I mean, if you have an illness or you're suffering from something, always seek the advice of your physician or another qualified healthcare worker.
Okay. Yep. So as a reminder, next Wednesday, that's March the 19th, that's a week from today, we'll be having a Dreaming of Streaming class in Paynesville at the Green Roof Community Center, aka the Senior Center in Paynesville. The Dreaming of Streaming classes are just a rundown of what streaming is, how it might benefit you, how to use it, some demonstrations, stuff like that, answer questions. These are pretty popular. If you don't know what streaming is or you want to get into it, you want to learn more, it's a free class open to the public. This one's going to be in Paynesville at the Green Roof Community Center. That's a week from today at 5:30. If you have questions about some of the stuff we talked about today or other radio shows that we've had, you can call us at 693-3231. Or you can visit. There's a lot of great information on our website at vibrantbroadband.com. You can also catch the replays of the radio shows on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Vibrant Broadband. And as always, listen live on Wednesdays, 10:30 on KLFD.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to us. Thank you, Jeff, KLFD, for having us.
Right.
My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Nathan.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.